There we go. It's Thursday, everybody. You're almost there. Almost to Friday. Welcome to the show. We'll help you slide into that transition. It's Back to the Window with Scott. Scott, I'm your host, Scott Steehn, lead handicapper at winnersandwhiners.com.
And I'm your co-host, Scott Rochelle, senior handicapper over on winnersandwhiners.com.
And we get together every single day and do this, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, at least until tomorrow. We help you in that journey to head back to the window. Scott, where the hell are you?
I'm in Florida right now.
Oh, you went to Florida?
Yep.
And where are we staying?
I'm in the Fontainebleau.
The Fontainebleau.
Yeah.
Fontainebleau. I have to every time you stay there, I have to tell the story that my granddaughter, when she was between 1 and 2, pooped in the fountain at the Fontainebleau. So very good.
It was not blue.
No, it was not blue.
It was a fountain, but it was not blue.
So what sort of family activity are you down there for?
Seeing my grandparents.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Bronco Devil, you're 100% right. Herding cats. That's just what I'll say, buddy. Andrew Colajeds is in the house. What's up, Andrew? Ninja checking in. Mariners minus 230 now is ridiculous. Agreed, Ninja. We talked about that on the last game, on the last show, and he had it at 200. And I said that's how you end up with a day job, is playing the fucking Mariners at minus 200. So yeah. Like Steel in the house. How'd your day go, Scott? I know a lot of people, it'd be a travel day. You wouldn't get a chance to get any bets in, but I know you loaded up on the tarmac. So how'd you end up doing?
Yesterday was not great overall. I ended up winning with the Astros. Middle of the show, I said that they had a 2-run homer in the 9th there, which was nice for me, but Andy Murray killed me. It happens in tennis, you know. You take a guy who has a 9-0 career against another guy, you lay 250, and he loses for the first time in his career against that opponent. Not ideal. You take some swings, you miss. It is what it is.
Yep, and I know you had a nice tribute on your Twitter feed to Andy Murray.
Yep, not gonna miss him at all. I bet him anyway. Like I didn't like him before. He screwed me over, but Murray's been my least favorite player for a long time.
Right.
And yeah, he couldn't even get me a win. He should just retire at this point.
It's like me betting on the Raiders during NFL season, and then the Raiders do Raider shit, and like, well, I could have seen that coming. So
I think Murray was undefeated in the first 2 rounds of Wimbledon his entire career, and he just couldn't beat Isner. He just couldn't do it.
Lex says he hit a 600 from a 4-legger at $50. Very nice, Lex. Outstanding. All on Wimbledon picks. Well done indeed. Big X, we're going to miss you guys too, man. No question about it. And Mr. Not Gone Yet. Great day. Great Scots. Thanks, JR. Appreciate it, man. Did you read Bronco Devil's comment?
Yeah. I did not.
There's a chasm between losing on Andy Murray and pooping in the pool. I'm just saying. Now, I'm not counting it out. You going to be drinking on that trip?
Yeah. I'm probably going to have some drinks tonight. Not out of mourning for the Murray loss, just because I'm in Florida, so I might as well. So.
Okay, so Scott pooping in the pool, whilst a long shot, is still theoretically on the table as long as alcohol is involved.
I guess technically, if you want to put the odds on that, it's 500 to 1.
500 to 1.
But,
all right. All right. I think I'd rather play the Mariners. All right. It's good to be here, guys. As always, we ask that you take a minute and smash that like button. We do appreciate it. As always, of course, get subscribed to the Winners and Whiners YouTube channel. It's a place you can catch great daily content from guys like me and from Scott, our other fine handicappers that are getting a little exposure over there and doing a good job. That's one of the things I'm going to be doing in my new position, by the way, is working with those guys and working on the videos and getting the production and the delivery a little cleaner. So that'll be fun. I love teaching, Scott. It's a good time. So, what else? The Max Wagers Network YouTube channel. Of course, you still catch great live content, even though this show is we're going to call it going on hiatus, Scott, because nothing is forever in showbiz, buddy.
That counts, I guess.
So we're going to be going on a hiatus for a while. You can still catch parlays over there, as long with all the other great content that you come to expect. Sean Higgs at noon, Allie Burns at 1, Chris doing his thing at 2, and then at 4 o'clock. I hated to do it. Sean Miller talking about soccer from around the world, and Detroit Lenny and the Earl brothers bringing it home at Game Time Decision at 5 p.m. So, there you go. I stop by the Hard Rock, says Renzo brothers.
I was planning on it. They have a nice poker room over there, so I'll probably stop by.
Gonna play a little poker. We can play a little 2-5.
Either 2-5 or 1-2. I haven't played actual in-person poker in probably a year and change, so I don't know if I want to go straight to 2-5. Probably 1-2, and we'll see what happens.
Depends on the room, man. Sometimes the 1-2 games are just as fucking. They're crazier than the 2-5 games.
Yeah, I have the role to play 2-5. It's just a question of if I really want to.
Right. Oh yeah, we know you're coming off that big parlay win.
Well, how many big blinds did you used to buy in with when you were entering a table?
I like to have 100.
Okay.
You?
Sounds about right. I think I can play with 50.
Yeah. But I could do it with it. I wouldn't sit down with any less than 50.
I was going to say, I don't need to be deep stacked. I don't need 100, 200, whatever, but I'm not going to show up and only play about like 20 bigs. I'm not doing that. I'll play 50.
Right. I think you and I are pretty much on the same page. Let me ask you this. If you've got a table with an unlimited buy-in and you've got gigantic stacks there, are you going to adjust your bring in?
I think you have to, don't you?
Yeah, especially if you're like fucking playing PLO or something. So you like that PLO.
PLO's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, so much of it just comes down to, well, I got good cards, but I don't have the nuts, and everyone around me has 4 cards apiece. So am I going to live? That's really the question.
Right.
My friend and I consider myself a pretty good Omaha player, but I have an expression or an acronym that is the most important acronym in Omaha. PTB, pair the board. Because that's usually what you're sweating out for pretty much every single hand of Omaha.
No question. Now, you play 08? You like playing 08?
I'm not a high-low guy. I just play regular.
See, I love playing 08. That was the best thing about I think it was Paradise Poker that had the game. It was either Party Poker or Paradise Poker. They had pot limit 08, dude. It was just
my friend played a little bit of 08 online. He came in second in a tournament. Yeah. I played regular for Omaha. I came in third in one tournament, and I think I came in like 7th in another one. So I've had a couple of final tables at regular Omaha.
All right, very good. Tim also plays poker. I did not know that. Fridays, it's Get Money Sports wanted to know when is tomorrow. The why is it's pretty much all on me. They've tagged me to work on a special project for an endeavor that we're trying to put together. I can't say too much about it yet, but we're going to have it ready for football season. I'm excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun, but it is going to take my time away enough where, at least for now, the show's going to be on hiatus. So again, we'll see what happens. I could Big O takes more. Oh yeah, you play Big O?
Yeah, I play regular Omaha.
Okay, all right. See,
I'll explain it this way. I originally started dabbling with Omaha, and I guess I just got into the regular version. I didn't really need to find another version with the high-low when I was doing well with just the high. So I just decided, I guess, to never really pivot. I'm sure I would enjoy it. I just never really put in the reps.
Fair enough. The thing I like playing limit poker too, and I know you're a no limit guy. I like playing. I'd rather put my skill and my ability to make the right decision hand after hand, game after game, as opposed to putting it all on the line for some fucking nit to hit a 3-outer on the river to beat me for fucking 3/4 of my stack.
Or you're flipping, and the positive EV play is you should call this, but then you still have like a 44% chance to lose all your money.
Correct. Exactly right. So it's kind of why I gravitate towards limit and towards 08. So I just don't want to spend $200 to see a fucking flop at PLO. That's what makes me crazy.
Well, that's why when it comes to actual poker rooms, I'll play no limit, just regular hold'em. But that's the thing. If you're going to sit down for Omaha, and I enjoy Omaha, you need a huge roll because you're going to be paying to see a lot of cards.
Yep. That's absolutely true. JC, it's going to be on the Winners and Winers. It's going to be a Winners and Winers project, so you'll be able to find it there. And if we do this right, you're hopefully going to find it in a lot of places. I'll just say that. So, And then we've got 2 more NASCAR shows, Scott. So tomorrow isn't the end for you and I. We've got NASCAR tomorrow, and then we've got NASCAR Friday.
Yep.
All right. So let's find out a little bit about what happened yesterday, shall we, Scott? Let's take a look and identify the winners, the whiners, the people that took it in the shorts, the people that took it to the bank. The good news, the bad news. You know which side you were on, and now we're about to let everybody else know as well. It is time once again, everybody. It's Thursday. Get ready. It's the second to the last time. I'm going to be doing that a lot. It's the second to the last time, at least for a while. Let's call the cops. All right, very good. We're going to start off in the major leagues. There's been nothing but disappointment and sadness from this series, and it continued yesterday. Red Sox, Blue Jays, under 8.5, 6 runs in the first 9 innings. Fuck, the day before, we just needed it to go over. It's lit out and went under by a half. Well, you know what? We just needed to stay under. You had it capped right because it ended up at 6 after 9 innings. Unfortunately, it's the 3-3 kind of 6. So you got a little room to play with, but not enough because they put up 5 runs in the 10th inning. Your under 8.5 is just a distant memory. You got to call the cops.
And for the second one, you had several bad beats in the same game, whether it was the under or the Twins money line, but we went with Twins money line because it's worse against the Guardians. They scored 3 runs in the top of the 10th. So as long as your team doesn't completely implode in the bottom of the 10th, you're good. And they imploded. You had Naylor hit a walk-off 2-run homer with 2 outs in the 10th. Cleveland hangs up a 4 spot in the bottom of the 10th inning, and Minnesota ends up losing 7-6.
Hell of a baseball game, though.
It was a great baseball game.
No rooting interest whatsoever, but yeah, hell of a fun game. And finally, if you had the Cardinals against the Marlins, well, they were able to get to Sandy Alcantara just a little bit, got 3 innings, got 3 runs through the 5th inning. Why? Because we had the under 4. That's how I know that. They led that same 3-2 lead with 2 outs, top of the 9th. Cardinals bullpen, what are you doing? Didn't get the call, and there's your 2-run dinger. The Cardinals, they lose it 4-3.
Yeah, definitely an interesting spot when you have one of the better relievers in the game, and he blew the save. I believe he had a below 1 ERA, I think.
I think that's right. Did you see the controversial quote unquote play?
I did. Once again, it's another one of the situations where you have controversies, and unless you have fully indisputable evidence, they tend to just either keep the call on the field, or at the end of the day, even if the call was missed, you still should not give up a 2-run homer with 2 outs in the 9th.
Nope.
So there we go.
Fair enough. There was some good news out there yesterday. These were the nice, easy victories. Maybe this is where you were on hump day. Maybe you're just kicked back. It's hump day. You're having a camel, having a little cocktail, sitting in the rocking chair.
It sounds kind of expensive if you're going to have a camel. But if you had the Mariners on the money line against the Orioles, maybe that helped you afford a camel because they led 9-1 after 4 innings, and they won 9-3.
It's easier for a man to put a needle through the eye of a camel than it is the Mariners to score 9 runs.
You can bring the Mariners to the plate, but you can't make them drink. Or you can bring, or you can in this case because they scored a bunch of runs.
I'm hoping it wasn't for all you people that laid 230 on the Mariners. Hope it's not their only time they fucking score this week. Hey, if you had the Cubs on the money line against the Reds, you know what? The Reds, they're not very good. They're just starting to be more not very good because the Cubs 5-0 after 5 innings, and there was no shenanigans. They end up winning that game 8-3.
And the last one, it was a soccer match, so you know that there must have been either a lot of goals or one team won by 30. And if you had FC Cincinnati and NYCFC over 2.5 goals, there were 3 goals in the first 30 minutes of the game. And each team scored 4 goals. The game ended 4-4. Total was 2.5.
Outstanding. When you go over by 5.5 in a soccer game, we got to put that on the odds makers are drunk too.
Yeah, we could have.
Hey, you know what? This is kind of a sad because usually it's like something that somebody does wrong and we're like, that's just stupid. We're just so, but this is a situation where wasn't self-inflicted at all. We're truly no sarcasm at all. We're not mad, but we really are kind of disappointed. So, Scott, we talked about this the other day. Was it a game that was going on during the show?
No, I watched it. I actually had a play the day on it a couple of days ago. It was the Phillies Padres game. I want to say Saturday night
Because I know we were
with
like,
Snell
I knew,
pitching.
I thought we must have been texting back and forth about it because
I'm pretty sure it was Saturday night.
okay. So Bryce Harper gets hit on the thumb. You know, you see players get hit quite a bit. Most of the time, they're able to get away with a bruise, a couple of days. But sometimes they're unfortunate and things get broken, and that's exactly what happened. Scott, what happened to Bryce Harper?
He ended up fracturing his thumb, and he had surgery on the thumb yesterday. There's a chance he comes back this season. It seems like that's what the expectations are, but he should be out for a couple of months, and there's a chance he might not play for the rest of the season.
So I know everybody out there in the comment section, I'm almost certain everyone out there has swung a bat. Can you imagine anything more painful than trying to swing a bat with a broken thumb? I mean, obviously you can. There's more things painful, but that's got to hurt, right?
I was going to say, I think one thing that would hurt more was getting hit in the thumb by a 96-mile-per-hour fastball in the first place. That probably hurts more.
Point taken. Absolutely. Absolutely. Brutal. Yeah, just a bad break for Bryce Harper, bad break for the Phillies, and most importantly, bad break for Rye Cape.
Also, just for baseball fans, Harper, of course, is the defending NL MVP, and they got a fun lineup. You throw him in there with Schwarber, you know, Hoskins hits a bunch of home runs, Real Muto's good too, but Harper's a fun player, and unfortunately, he's going to be on the shelf for a couple of months.
Yep, absolutely true. So, Scott, we talked about the soccer game, Cincinnati, New York. That could have been the odds makers were drunk, but they weren't because we have an even better one. Let's find out what that is. Start to take the last drop of that Jack Daniels bottle and just toss it down the alley, Scott. Let's find out what the odds makers were fucking drinking yesterday. All right, very good. So, Astros Mets got together yesterday. Pretty good pitching matchup, right? You had
You had Verlander against Walker.
That's right, against Walker. That's right. So total was 8. Two good offenses. It kept the total down at 8. But again, we stress the importance. Two very good pitchers. Justin Verlander, the leader for the Cy Young Award in the American League. Taijuan Walker having a surprisingly good season, almost keeping that Mets rotation single-handedly in place.
He's also been virtually unbeatable at home this season. So Walker's home numbers have been great.
Absolutely. So the total on that game was 8. Scott, for the first 8 innings, how many runs on the board?
0.
Not a run. Not a run. The Astros ended up hitting a 2-run homer by somebody that you absolutely had roasted earlier in the game. And
in my defense, though, I might have still been right on that roast because they should have pinch hit him in that situation. But because he had another at bat after that.
Right. And
like he did get out in the situation where I said he should pinch hit.
He did shit the bed when you said they should have pinch hit for him. So I will absolutely give you credit for that. But he came back and hit a 2-run homer in the 9th inning. Mets could not rally. That game landed 2. Scott, odds makers. It's Verlander, it's Taijuan Walker at home. What the fuck are you thinking?
All I know is we've seen a bunch of 6.5s this season, especially in the early portion.
Right.
Doesn't this check like every box of a 6.5? And I liked Houston because they had good numbers historically against Walker. But good numbers batting average-wise doesn't change the fact that I don't think anybody expected the Mets to do anything against Verlander yesterday. Right. Did you? I thought Verlander was going to shut the door on him.
Yep. As long as he didn't have one of those, wow, Justin Verlander just shit the bed kind of days.
Yeah. Which happens, like once every 2-3 months?
Yeah. Like 3 starts a year. He'll
pretty much
have those. But yeah, as long as he didn't want to, if he was Verlander, you knew it was going to be a long day for the Mets, and it was a really long day for the Mets.
It was going to be a rocking chair anyway, but if you put it at 6.5, I think that's reasonable.
Yep.
8's a little bit absurd with that pitching matchup in particular.
Yep, very good. Ziwa Carter to the Twins are up 3-1. Yep. Had an early lead there for the Guardians, and now they are down. I still have faith in that Twins bullpen to suck though. Chris says Reichel should get his own show. I wholeheartedly agree and endorse that option. I think you should.
Well, once again, that's not my decision. That's up to the higher ups, but we'll see.
Push for it. Hammer them.
Yeah, I'll push for it.
Okay. Yes, I totally agree, Chris. Great point. So they made another joke. Hey, Bronco, he's a funny kid. He really is. And before you go, I truly want to thank you for teaching me what a Nerfy is.
Yep.
No problem.
It's been around for a while. We just talked about it a lot,
I've never heard it. We've definitely been betting on that a couple 3 seasons.
I have always called it a no-run first inning.
Me too. So. Me too. The whole Nerfy thing. Allie said the first time I ever heard it was when Allie said it. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I think the first time I was betting on Nerfies was in like 11th grade. I think.
So last year, 3 years ago.
No, I graduated like 3 years ago.
No,
believe it or not, I'm 25. So,
I know, dude.
Yeah, I'm moving up there.
Yeah, you finally got the break on your car insurance.
Yes, for renting cars. Yeah,
and you can rent. No, you get a break
separate. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have the right to rent cars and pay for gas money. Isn't that the dream?
Yes, it really is. JC says you don't have a Twitter account. Was checking yours out. I didn't see any comments. Do I have to be a member to see comments? I don't think so.
No, I was making comments on some stuff during the morning, mostly my trip through TSA, which is always a fun time. Is it a bigger waste of time than pulling aside your bag just to go through the toiletry section and to remove your toothpaste because you have a little bit more than what's the minimum or the maximum amount?
No, I don't think there was a bigger waste of time.
All I know is that there's, of course, the travel size. Let's just say that I had half of a full size, which is basically I'd say close equivalent to the fluid ounce number that you need. And they straight up like put my bag aside and they just took the toothpaste out of my bag and threw it in the garbage.
Was it a carry-on?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you can't do that.
But I'm just like, what do you think I'm going to do with toothpaste on a plane? Really? Like that's what you're concerned about?
Get this motherfucking crest off this motherfucker.
Guy's got a Colgate swarm. Like I don't get it. What are we doing here?
What do you got? More than half a tube of AIM? I heard him say AIM. Scott, Magellan.
Scott, though, if they don't confiscate the toothpaste, then the terrorists win.
They win. They win. There's no question about it. Magellan says he likes the Minotaur. What is that? Dimanure?
Yeah, close enough.
All right, versus Draper over 10.5.
For the third set. So far, they've had some competitive sets. The issue is Diminuar is still not a very good server. He's mostly just a very good rallier with a lot of actual great court coverage. Draper is a guy who's not afraid to go for broke, and that could occasionally bite him, but you had 7-5 in the first set, Draper serving for 6-6 in the second. I guess I kind of have to agree because the sets have been very competitive up to this point. But if you get a 6-4, you might get screwed in there. But it's been a very good match, so I don't mind it.
Magellan says you should do a daily tennis show. Here's my prediction. If you did a day, would you like to do that?
I wouldn't mind it, but once again, I'm doing a tennis podcast like 2-3 times a week.
So here's my prediction. Not many views because it's not like the top betting sport, but the people that watch the show would fucking love it.
Yeah, they would be very, very, I'd say,
incredibly loyal
fans. Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, and 100%. They would really dig it. So, always laugh when young people say I've been doing this my whole life. Oh, sorry, buddy. Sorry. I mean, that's all he can. Bronco, that's all he can do, though. I mean, what do you? He's going to be our age, and he's going to be able to look back and go, "I've been doing it since I was in the fucking 8th grade."
Mm-hmm.
It's not as impressive at 25 as it is at say 60, but no, I got no beefs. It is funny. My funniest is like my granddaughter's 9. She'll say something happened when I was a kid. I remember doing that when I was a kid. You're fucking 9. Okay. Calm down, crone. You got some time left. So, JC, follow him on Twitter and you can find his tennis podcast.
There's going to be a post about it tomorrow. They got the official graphics ready for it. So there's going to be something about my tennis podcast on Twitter tomorrow.
Got graphics?
Yeah, we got graphics. They got a logo for my podcast. Spotify links, Apple links, ready to roll.
All right. Very good. Broncos is like 15-year-olds on American Idol. Yeah, that's pretty unreal. Joan is late. I hope you have a note, Joan. You know the drill. Got to have a note. All right, Scott. Got kind of a short card tonight. Got some. It's getaway day part 2. That always means a few day games. Of course, we do have a farm for tonight as we look to go out strong. Didn't quite get it done yesterday, did we?
No.
But
unfortunately, we knew Ohtani was going to be very good pitching. Kopech, not so much.
You know, Ohtani ran into a little bit of trouble in the top of the first. He kind of got out of it, and then Kopech could not get out of it. So,
yep. Ohtani though was so damn good last night again.
Yep.
At this point, are you just? I don't want to say it's a lock. Is the best move right now just to bet Judge and Ohtani to win MVP?
Yes,
and just see what happens at this point?
I was going to suggest that the other day because it's still a profitable play on both of them. I think.
I don't know who else is in the running.
Right.
Like I've heard rumors of course, Jose Ramirez, but A, nobody I don't think's given him like serious consideration.
Right.
And B, do you think people are going to vote for Cleveland? Like you have 2 huge markets with New York and Los Angeles. They're going to take all the media coverage.
100%, my friend. JC says you're an old soul. I'd rather hang out with him than any old mofos like me. Yeah, absolutely. Scott and I have spent a lot of time together, and he is definitely an old soul.
Yep.
He plays. It's like a golf course. It plays shorter, it plays longer. Scott plays older than he is. I'll just say that. I've noticed that from day one. The first time I ever had you on my fucking podcast back in the day. So
it's a trickle down effect. So I'll tell 7-year-old kids to get off my lawn. You know, it trickles down a little bit. But
yeah, very good. What are you guys doing? Fucking wiffle ball. It's not how you throw a wiffle ball. You play wiffle ball?
I didn't play like a professional, whatever. But yeah, no. Every now and then on Saturday, you'd hit around a wiffle ball in the park.
I didn't. Yeah, see, I didn't know if you grew up somewhere with a yard. I knew you grew up in. You always
either a yard or a park. You know, I used to go to the park and hit some wiffle balls around.
Okay. David said he had Ohtani over 6 strikeouts, easy money. Andrew says he plays younger than he is. At least I try to. Put on your backwards hat and your affliction shirt. I was telling Chris Scott, I was at the concert last night and saw 3 guys like in their 50s wearing. 2 of them were wearing their hats backwards. I couldn't stop.
Nice.
I literally laughed as they walked by. Is there an age limit on that? Is it just me?
I don't know.
Is it just because I was going
to say
Rocket? Am I just mad at everybody that can?
Question: when Limp Bizkit came back on tour, was Fred Durst still wearing the backwards hat?
Dude, my my daughter saw them 2 weeks ago. I will ask her. There's an arena.
Your daughter saw Limp Bizkit?
There's an arena I can see from my house. That's where they were. It seats about 20.
That's kind of hype, though. Okay.
It seats about 2,500 people. Saw Limp Bizkit and somebody else that you'd go, oh yeah, I could totally see them touring with Limp Bizkit. So
okay,
I will. And I asked her how it was, and she said it was exactly like you thought it would be.
Who can I picture touring with Limp Bizkit? I mean, they could go in several directions. You can go 90s fully and say Incubus. Like, you can go a couple of directions.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Incubus. No,
but I'm saying it could be another rock band. It could be a 90s band. Really, there's a couple directions you could go there.
Very good. Oh, you had to stop wearing jeans. Jeans are kind of
jeans are fine. Jean shorts is a separate discussion.
Like skinny jeans. That kind of shit, or designer with the shit on the back, designer jean. No, yeah, I agree with you. Like everyday, day-to-day jeans, it's okay. I'm a sweats guy. I'm not a fucking jeans guy anyway. I don't care. Age is just a number, says Joan. Damn right.
I'm still trying to think of who I can picture with Limp Bizkit.
Chris says, tell the story about how you met. Me and you?
It was pretty simple. You were still doing your Bank the Bet podcast at the time.
Right.
I was doing some articles in college for Winners and Whiners, and they wanted somebody else to come on as a guest on your podcast. So they asked me, you don't know this guy. Do you want to go on a podcast? I said, yeah. And it's like, cool. And then I met you about 2 minutes before we went live, and we talked about some NFL games. That was basically it.
There you go.
So
it's definitely not a meet cute. And for the record, we have never met in person.
no, we still have not met in person. But when it comes to the overall meeting, it was just 2 minutes before we went live. I'm Scott. I'm Scott. Nice to meet you. Let's go over some football games, and we talked football, and that was basically it.
And you were probably what, junior in college?
Yes, I was a junior in college.
There you go.
Actually, I might have been. I was actually a sophomore at that point.
Corn with Limp Biscuit.
Corn's a good guess.
I think that might be right.
That's a very good guess.
Oh, that's a great guess, Eric. I've got she almost cut her foot, or almost cut her toe off earlier today, or I just call her.
By the way, when you said who I could picture, I think the number one choice is Kid Rock. I could see Kid Rock and Limp Bizkit like touring together. I could see that.
Dude, I told you I saw Kid Rock and he was fucking great.
But just imagine break stuff followed by ba with the ba. Like I can see that combination. I could see that happening.
Agreed.
Pretty much anybody from the Woodstock 2000, I can see touring with Limp Bizkit, basically.
That's a great point. JC says, I see a lot of concerts and you look fresh every day after. You must not be boozing. No, I am not. It's my boozing days are behind me, and it's not any kind of like program, or I just got bored with it. I spent I got my share. This is what I'm saying. I had a great run through my 20s and some of my 30s, but it doesn't have much effect on me. I don't want to drive and be buzzed, and it doesn't add any enjoyment to me. So yeah, no. And even more importantly, dude, it's hotter than shit. So at my age, you start drinking in the heat and you just pay the price. So no, I go. In fact, I'm going to another show tonight. I'm going to go see Third Eye Blind and Taking Back Sunday tonight. So
nice.
Went to see Bare Naked Ladies last night. So yeah, dude, it's summer concert season. I fucking missed it for the last 2 years, and I'm loading up this year.
I want something new to get me through. Isn't that Third Eye Blind?
Yeah. What are you singing?
I want something.
Semi-Charmed Kind of Life.
Yeah, Semi-Charmed Life. Yeah,
that's Third Eye Blind.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was trying to think of what the title of the song was, but you knew where I was going with it.
Yep, absolutely. Scott R., what are your leans with your daily best bet? Yeah, let's talk some.
Yeah, well, I saw somebody ask before if my free pick videos at night are going to now feature leans or anything because I don't have a joint show anymore. No. It's still probably going to be 3-4 minutes. I'm still doing podcast stuff.
Yeah,
so,
I saw somebody comment that your videos should be longer. We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, they could be. To be honest, I get paid the same no matter what the length is. So
we've hit it right there. If there was a bell, it'd be going ding 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 right there. It's
just saying. It's just a matter of I have one pick and I'm giving it out. I know when I started out, I was doing live streams for like 20 something minutes. It's just like most people just want one pick and get out of there. So I just get out of there.
Dude, I still get comments. My videos, even like when they run like 9 minutes or something, people are like, why are your videos so long? And I just laugh because when I was doing the deep three at the very end, before I grabbed the reins, we were doing 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah. And my videos are just like other people commenting on yours, like you should make yours like Rice Shell that are like 3.5.
Yes, exactly.
Like, all right.
My God, stop fucking talking.
I recognize when I was doing longer videos, people just wanted me to just give out picks. So I'm like, all right, here's 3 minutes of just pick breakdown. Enjoy. Here you go. Now get out of my face. That's kind of how it goes. But
I'm doing the Capper of the Day Awards. I'm doing the Buckeye Newshawk Awards.
Yeah, you do a lot of extra research that I don't remember anybody asking you to do. But that's between you and you, I guess.
That's nobody asked you to do this.
It's like the NASCAR show. It's just like, all right, I came up with a scoring system that's going to determine the points. Who told you to do that? It's like, no, I felt like adding multipliers for finishing spots. I'm like, I don't remember that being any, like, you didn't have a discussion at all. You just went rogue and came up with an extra scoring system that takes a lot of work to actually come up with, and nobody asked you to do it. So there you go.
I was looking for any excuse I could have to grade more picks.
It's fair. I'm just saying. It's like, all right, who do you like for the race to win? What do you like for this? Oh, by the way, we have a friendly bragging rights competition based on the finishing position of each driver. I don't think any viewer ever asked for that, but we've been rolling with it for a couple of years.
There's bonus points. There's fucking multipliers.
Yeah. Like, listen, we went 0-7, but I gained 42 points on Rice Shell for the first place lead for the imaginary Winners and Winers Cup trophy. It's like,
Rye
yeah,
asked,
that's the silver lining.
Rye asked on the last show, "What's it like when you smoke pot?" Take a look at that scoring system.
Yep.
That fucking answers your question right there, buddy. Okay, so for tonight, Scott, we've got some interesting games. We talked a little bit about the situation there with Seattle, Tampa Bay, Toronto. It's going to be the Cooch going again, and it's going to be a bullpen day for Tampa Bay. It looks like Whistler gets to start, probably going to be backed up by Yarborough, who has been awful this season and went down, did a little stint in the minors. Supposedly he's been better. Am I wrong just to dead fade the Cooch here, Scott? He's been really bad his last 4 starts, 5 starts.
Yeah, either Tampa team total over. I know Wander Franco's back in the lineup. You could go with Tampa first 5. Toronto's been good lately, so I don't know if I want to fade them full game because Tampa's offense has been struggling. Kikuchi sucks, man. And it's a shame because he was actually an all-star last year and people forget about that.
Yep.
And then second half came around, and ever since that point, he was decent to start this year. But it feels like every single year he's just a ticking time bomb where it's just, we know at some point in the year he's going to hit a wall and it's just not going to turn around for him. And last year he hit that point probably around July. This year it was like mid-May. He just got absolutely killed every time out.
Here's the thing. I think this is what I think they do with him, because Chris says, well, they got to send him to the bullpen. I go, you're not going to sign a guy for 3 years at $36 million. You're not going to send him to the bullpen after 3 months.
You either trade him or you designate him.
If he no. If he has one more bad start, they're gonna send him. He's gonna have the mystery injury. He's gonna go on the IL for a couple of weeks, maybe longer. Gonna go to the minors for rehab, and they're gonna work on some shit, see if they can fix him, and he's gonna come back and get at least 2 or 3 more starts.
That's fair. Designate for assignment's a bit harsh, but I'm wondering what type of market teams would actually have for him. I guess you can argue, international prospect, maybe there's some untapped potential there. But it seems like every single year at some point he just gets absolutely torched.
Yep, absolutely true. Okay, so Scott, Bronco brings up something, and I've always wanted to know, what do you say at the beginning of your videos?
So I say, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another. I say, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another installment of Scott's Selections, here for whatever today's date is. And then I get into it.
Bronco did write that correctly because there is no spaces between those words.
Yeah, pretty much.
I remember a couple times when I was like working with you, I'm like, dude, you really need to slow down. You're like, okay, I will. And then I'd watch the next video, like, you want me
I think I slowed down for like a day or two, but it's just my natural cadence.
Yeah.
Once again, it goes back to the point of people just want me to shut up and give out the picks, so I'm trying to go as fast as possible. But I don't know. For whatever reason, I've always done my daily videos in a faster pace than my, I guess, conversation voice. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm talking to myself. I think it's a little weird. But
yeah, I get that. I get that. Bill McDonald says, what do they pay the Cooch? $12 million. Yeah, 12 million a year. 36 for 3.
That's the thing, though. You always overpay for the international prospects, or you think you're overpaying until Ohtani shows up and suddenly you got yourself a deal of a lifetime. But you can think of all the other contracts given out to Japanese pitchers. The Yankees had Agawa. You had Matsuzaka. You had Nomo. You had a couple of guys who showed up who were supposed to be transcendent talents, and they didn't really live up to it. Now, Darvish did early on for Texas. Sasaki, the up-and-coming pitcher with back-to-back perfect games or whatever, is going to be the highest-paid international prospect of all time. So it kind of depends on how you look at it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. You're welcome, Bronco. You're absolutely welcome. What is the price you would lay on Seattle tonight with Gilbert against Adrian Martinez?
What's the price I would lay? It's a great question. I would take the run line, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes down to the actual matchup itself, I would consider maybe A's team total under. Once again, keyword on maybe there. But Seattle's been decent. Do you still trust them? Not really, but Oakland's actively punting. So I don't really know what to make of that spot. Seattle, of course, should win the game. They're minus 235, so that doesn't really mean that there's any value on it.
Some good value on the run line, though.
I was going to say, the run one I'm tempted by. Of course, they're the home team, which is why you are getting such a good deal on the run one.
And they don't score. They
yeah, but
shit.
Martinez is 1-0, 5.1, 5 1/3 innings pitched. I mean, there's no sample size at all. There's no book on the kid. Do you take a shot with the A's first 5 and just hope that he is so unknown that Seattle just doesn't touch him for 5 innings? I don't know.
Yeah, Chris actually did the deep dive on his minor league stats. So he had one start in the majors really good, but he's been shit in the minors, like 5.6 ERA and not good. Chris brings up a great point, and I know, Scott, you like to riff on NBA salaries on occasion. Harden refuses $43 million. Where does he think he's going? What a great question, Scott. Where's he going to go to get more than that?
He's not. He's going to Philly. He's taking a pay cut so the team can have a better supporting cast, which I actually give him credit for. Now, I know, of course, it's $37 million. Congratulations. You'll still be able to sleep at night. But Harden was one of the last players in the league that I thought would take a pay cut,
right?
And he did.
Agreed.
You know who one team wishes one of their star players took a pay cut? Russell Westbrook with the Lakers, who's getting paid $48 million. I think the Lakers would have loved to potentially save a couple million there, but Harden's not going anywhere. He just chose to be a team player and save them a couple extra $1 million to potentially get PJ Tucker.
So I think two of the biggest not surprises was Kyrie exercising his $43 million option.
Yeah.
And Westbrook taking the 48.
And John Wall getting 48 or so, and then he immediately got bought out like a day later.
The worst. Yeah. What they end up giving him?
I want to say they gave him like 44 out of the 48 or something or whatever.
Jesus
But Christ. He hasn't played in a year and a half or so, and Wall's made probably somewhere north of like $230 or $300 million.
How many games do you think he's played total? He hasn't played 100
with
games.
Houston?
He played 100 games?
He did. He played 0 last year. He played like 30 or whatever the year before.
Right.
He's probably around like 80, maybe, with Houston.
That's what I'm thinking. That's unfucking believable.
Yeah, Paul and Durant just asked to be traded. That did happen. I find it really funny, though, that Kyrie said that he was demanding a trade. Katie doesn't say anything. And then Kyrie said he's staying with Brooklyn. And then Katie immediately asks for a trade. I'm starting to think Katie doesn't like Kyrie as much as people think. That's all I'm saying.
Could be.
It's a weird coincidence if a day after your best friend, your Robin, so to speak, says he's coming back, you suddenly say, all right, get me out of here. I'm done.
Detroit Lenny. There's an optimist right there. Well, you got to be an optimist if you're a Detroit sports fan. He wants Durant to the Pistons. Let me dream. Let me dream, says Detroit Lenny.
Now, assuming Detroit would actually be able to pull off a trade like that, Cade's untouchable. I'm assuming Ivy's in the deal?
Gotta be.
So Ivy, couple firsts, and I don't know, you throw in Bagley and you hope that the Nets take the bait, I guess? Like, I don't know.
Yep.
Phoenix is the interesting one because, of course, they have Ayton, who's a potential sign-and trade candidate. They also have a couple firsts. You can get a Cam Johnson or somebody. So Phoenix, I think, makes the most sense of any team that might make a shot for Durant. I don't know. I think a really funny and interesting question, if you're the Clippers or the Nets in this trade, do you consider shopping around a Paul George or a Kawhi Leonard?
I think
the injury histories? I don't know.
I think you have to.
I think that's an option.
I think Leonard before Paul, but I think you could shop either one of them.
Just saying, if you want to talk about the actual teams that could make a serious push for Durant, this can go horribly for Durant, by the way. Like, the Nets could send him to Sacramento.
Oh, yeah.
They could just straight up sabotage his, legacy by guaranteeing him not winning a championship in the next, 3 years by trading him to San Antonio. This could get really bad. So,
enjoy the magic.
The Nets said they're going for whatever deal they can get.
All right, very good.
But,
all right, Scott. Well, not fortunate last couple of days. Time to turn it around. We've promised to go out on promised to do our best to go out on a winning streak. Let's see if we can do it, my friend. We got one cooked up for today. It is time, everybody. It's Thursday. Grab your overalls, put on your straw hat, climb aboard that John Deere, and fire that bad boy up because, kids, once again, you know it, you love it. You didn't pack it, did you, Scott?
No, I did not.
All right, there you go. Well, it's time
Security gave me an issue over toothpaste. You think they would have let me slide with a farm hat? Come on.
Seems unlikely. Well, even though only one of us will be enthusiastically wearing their straw hat, it's still time to bet the farm. All right, hang on. There we go.
You good?
Really only got 2 ways to put that on. Afternoon, everybody. So, Scott, we talked about it yesterday. Didn't go well. Time to move on. Let's just move on and come up with a completely different idea, shall we?
Well, we're not back in a good team, but we're back in a good spot. So,
no more nerfies.
Yep.
We're off the nerfies. All right. So this is going to be everybody's favorite. It's the Cincinnati Reds. Hear us out. Boo. I can hear you. I can hear you. Stop it. We're going to play the Cincinnati Reds first 5 on the money line as they go against the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs, they suck at home. They've lost 26 of their first 40. Ashcraft going for Cincinnati.
It's been good.
He's had a surprisingly good season so far, and he has been outstanding at night. 27 in the third innings pitched, a .99 ERA. That's given up 3 runs in those 27 in the third. Kyle Hendricks, our old buddy Kyle Hendricks, going for the Cubs. He has been a disaster at home. 41 2/3 innings pitched, 5.18 ERA. And finally, the Reds, they do all right there at the Windy City in the friendly confines. They are 5-2 in their last 7 meetings there at Wrigley. You don't even have to watch the whole game. Just watch the first 5 as the Reds, they take care of business. Scott, final thoughts?
Yeah, also didn't mention that Hendricks pitched once against Cincinnati this season, 4 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. So he did not fare well the first time around. Ashcraft, we think, is actually decent. So if we think Cincinnati can get to 3 or 4 against Hendricks, I think they're in a good spot.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true.
Especially getting a push on the money line, of course. I mean, you could take +0.5 if you really wanted to. But.
Yep. All right, guys. That's going to do it. We appreciate you stopping by as always. That's the farm. That's the show. Thursday's in the can. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Thanks for all the great comments, not just today, but throughout the life of the show. We appreciate it, and we really couldn't do it without you. Come back and see us tomorrow. It'll be a special day. I think we're gonna have Allie on.
I have no idea.
-130.
Allie being on the last show, though.
Yeah, that's right. She'll be on the last show. So, all right, you guys take care. Have a great day, and we'll be back again to do it tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, helping you in that journey to head back to the window. See you then, guys.